In this year, government of Goa, in a budget speech, declared a scheme called as Coding and Robotics Education in Schools. It's actually a pretty interesting scheme, and this is all that is declared in the Gazette, but that actually made us really, really happy. Whatever we were expecting for our future generations to achieve, that might be happening possible right now. And every good effort, while we also criticize the government, every good effort should be duly acknowledged. And we should take time for that. So let us quickly try and understand what this scheme was about. We'll just take probably 5 minutes to look at this scheme before we start with the topic, because this is latest that is happening this year in Goa. CARES is a massive project involving literally almost all the computer teachers across Goa. It's not like urban or a rural area or something like that. It's not a pilot. It's happening all across the Goa at the same time, involving all the existing computer teachers. Right? And also it involves some experts within Goa, and we are also trying to talk to people outside of Goa to get support and knowledge, learn from them basically. But it's a curriculum, basically at the heart of it, it is a curriculum which is designed to develop computational and design thinking at a very young age. It's not about teaching them programming, not about trying to make them engineers. Everybody need not be an engineer, right? Everybody doesn't want to be a singer, but professional singer, but you still go for singing classes. It's important for kids, if they are really, really interested, to see the field, learn from it. So this particular curriculum is actually designed to develop the thinking and critical mindset. And what is core about this is actually built into the curriculum. It is not trying to define it at a vision level, it is built into the curriculum. All the lesson plans do not give any solutions to any problems, nowhere. Not at the beginning, not in the appendix, not in a separate copy, nowhere. It's just a problem statement which is shared with the student in the form of a story which kids can relate to. So it's not like, oh, let's implement a bubble sort today. It's more like, I was trying to play with that cat. That cat just bounces everywhere. What if we could simulate that kind of thing in a computer? More like a story. We'll actually take a quick look at an example syllabus there. It's also talking about a technical hygiene right at the start. We don't tend to teach civics and all those kids, all those how to vote, and all this stuff. What do we teach kids? We teach how to be a good person. So if we are talking about a technology, what should we teach kids? How to use it properly. If you are writing a program, how to write it properly for other humans to read. Right? Your team members should be it should be possible for your team members to read it. So all those principles are actually there. There is a lot of why mindset built into that. It encourages questions. Generally, some of the curriculums are mostly answer-based. Teacher would ask a question, student is supposed to give an answer. This is the other way around. Students are expected to come with questions and ask questions at every level. And finally, it's a rubrics-based assessment that actually values creativity, motivation, teamwork, and innovation at all levels, the way the student works. So there are no marking as such, no theory. It's basically how the student works and observing from how the student improves and giving him value for each of that improvement. This is actually a massive initiative, probably should happen over the next 5 years. So this is an example handbook, teacher's handbook. It's made by teachers, for teachers in Goa. And you can basically see how it essentially looks like. All the graphics and everything has been prepared in Goa. So it's a story. It's basically to be read as a story. And this is an evaluation rubrics. And you can see it's actually involving a pointer over there for teamwork. It's there. So it's not like saying, okay, I'm just going to go in a corner and do my work. No, I have to interact with the team. And there is a marking scheme for it, all defined. But at the same time, right, you have to teach all those 500 teachers, and that's a massive thing, all these new things. How does that happen? So we essentially took around 30 teachers, made them master trainers. We started training them for around 2.5 months. It's still actually in progress. It's a massive initiative, as I said before. And I would just like to highlight something that our teachers did. Teachers are really hardworking sometimes. This is a prime example of that. This was one of the challenge given to teachers to actually make these shapes by writing a code, not by using MS Paint or something like that, but by writing a code and to code only triangles and then to use the triangles and make the shapes. And please take a look at the creativity of all the teachers of what interesting shapes they made it. We see Ganpati, we see a boat, we see a house, we see a chakra, and pretty interesting concept. Just use triangles to do that. For this, a particular platform called as code.world was used, which uses Haskell. Haskell is not there in the syllabus. If you try to read that, it's not for the students, but we have to use it for passing on some of the concepts to the teachers as early as possible. But it takes certain amount of time for this change to happen. We did see the friction. The teachers had not done all those things before. But as it turns out, with proper support and everything, anything is possible. Eventually, teachers left all their inertia. They started actually understanding what we are talking about, what the syllabus is talking about, what this critical mindset, computational thinking is, and they started participating more and more with the self-learning coming along. And now these teachers talk about concepts like recursions. Around this time, I actually received one of the best birthday gift till now. So this was a birthday greeting which one of the teacher made for me during my birthday, and I still call it because what is important about this is the teacher in focus here, the teacher who did it. Her name is Manjusha Talavlikar. She's from Mahila and Nutan English High School, and she's little more than 50 years of old. So very, very senior teacher, learned programming concepts, and as part of that, just to show her happiness and trying to express her creativity, she used the programming concepts to build a greeting card. Can we have a round of applause for her, please? So as I said, it's about people, right? Let's quickly move ahead from this topic.